Inspirational tea sippers, this is Shantara and I'm coming back to you guys with another video. This video is going to be a life update, like what's been going on with me, what I've been doing, kind of like where I'm at in my head and all that good stuff. So today is officially August the 17th. It is 2 a.m. in the morning. I just got back from the gym and well, not too long ago, like about 11 o'clock is when I got finished. But when I have to go to the gym at night, I have so much energy. And so I decided to just waste some energy away by doing a full face and doing a video. So how are you guys? I miss you all. I love you all. I pray that everything is going well with you guys. I pray that you go forward in your Friday today and just have a good one, keeping the faith and keeping hope alive, like hope alive. But anyways, so a life update with me. What's been going on with me for like the past few months. I would say for like the past 3 months. So you guys know when I'm not recording a lot, there's some things going on in my home and I'm just trying to get all that together. And so first things first with my children, with my 7th grader, I noticed, let me sit up straight. With my 7th grader, I noticed that, you know, she's going through like this transition stage. She's kind of going through some things and I'm trying to help cipher through those things. And I don't know, she's reached junior high and I kind of like noticed that, you know how like the Bible says idle hands is a devil's workshop? Like if you don't have anything to do, like prior to moving to Reno, Nevada, we weren't like doing anything. We weren't like any activities. And I noticed that it had a negative effect on my children. You know, my daughter gaining more weight, my 12-year-old daughter just kind of looking for stuff to do, kind of in a negative way, maybe hanging out with the wrong crowd. I don't know what she was doing, but anyway, so I figure, okay, let's get everybody into something. So right now, currently, Deanna is in dance. That's twice a week. And then we have Terriana, my 7-year-old. She's in Taekwondo. That's 5 days a week, but you can go anytime. They recommend 2 to 3 days a week. So just that you can pick up and kind of keep up with the class. And then we have TJ, baby boy. He is in flips gymnastics for his physical therapy. And then we have me, mama, big mama bear. She is in the gym trying to get her weight under control and overcome this addiction, obesity. Like I'm gonna overcome it. And so that's going on with them. And TJ is such a handful, you guys. Like now that he's been walking for a few months now, he is just like on the go. He is everywhere. I mean, it's just literally so draining. Like it's always stuff all over my house. And I am not really a filthy person, but since he's been walking and going, like it's been stuff on the floor. He kind of pulls everything out. I can be cleaning up and he'll go right behind me and pull everything out there. And it's just draining. You know what I mean? It's been so draining. That's all I can say. It's been really, really draining. And then for him, like he's very emotional. He's very needy. So he needs a lot of attention. He needs a lot of attention. He needs to be watched all the time. And it's just like, come the end of the day, it's just like, oh my goodness, I am so tired. I am so exhausted. Thank God for melatonin. Give him a couple of gummies. Get him relaxed and bathed so he can go to sleep. I'm tired. The kids are tired because they're helping me all throughout the day with him. And it's just a lot. It's like that little boy, you would never even think that he had all that stuff going on with him. And all those health issues and surgeries because he is a complete terrorizer. but we love him to pieces, and he is just the best thing that ever happened to this family. So he's great. Now, as far as my marriage, we are still working on the marriage. My wonderful husband, I love him dearly. He's always at work. We are gonna do a how we met video, but that's got to be when he got some time and when he's in the mood to kind of sit down, because he works so much. But recently we went to a at church, the church that I go to now here, they have a marriage ministry. Like if you've been divorced and you're looking to be married again, or if you're in your singleness and you would like to be married in the future, or if you're married, newlyweds, or anything like that. So we finally went to one of the classes that they were having. It's called Family Night. You can bring your kids, and the kids go downstairs and they kind of have snacks and hang out, do what they do down there. And then we, the adults, we watched a Tony Evans movie. Not movie, kind of like a 30-minute snippet of Tony Evans, the preacher. He talked about marriage and ministry and all that, and he talked about the covenant of marriage. And it just opened up so many things. And we have been struggling, going through some things, just working on our marriage, trying to build and, you know, go forward. So there was just a lot of things going on, you know, him and I just trying to continue to figure it out and kind of work together. There's some things I'm still asking of him as far as emotionally and just in the house with the girls and this, that, and the other. So it opened up a conversation, you know, between us and then everybody else in the room. But we were able to talk about some things going on in our marriage and just making our marriage a priority, date nights, because we have not been doing any of that. You know what I mean? Since TJ, since the kids, you know, when we first met, we were doing all of that. I had my daughter, but she was always with her dad, like all the time, every weekend. And I worked, he had his daughter, and it was just me and him. We hadn't had Tariana yet or TJ, so it was just us and his girls. They're adults. Our older daughters, our older two girls, they're adults, so they weren't in the home. And so we used to have date night and go out and all that. And since we've had our children, we've gotten away from that. You know what I mean? And you can just feel it in the marriage. It's kind of like dim and damper. So this marriage ministry opened up a lot of conversations about making a priority. And we decided that this marriage is a priority. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to make this marriage first above everything, you know. And they talked about covenant and how, you know, our marriage is a covenant. It's a promise that we made not only to each other, but before God, you know, to work this thing out. And I remember when we first got married, you know how like you have to have like a meeting or like a counseling session. We had a counseling session with the pastor who married us, but he only talked about like the wife being submissive and you can never say no. Your body is not yours. Your body now belongs to your husband, and you can never, you know, say no to him as far as sexual wise and all that stuff. That's basically mainly all he talked about, was like, you know, being submissive and kind of like, you know, doing what he's asking of you. And he never got into covenant. And it was only until our church back home, the Cross Christian Church, we were under our pastor and first lady. I still call them pastor and first lady. They'll always be my pastor and first lady. So amazing. We've learned so much. But it was only until we got under them that they taught us about covenant. The covenant, you know, the promise that you make with each other and how it's really serious. And it talked about how, you know, an umbrella, you know, when you have the umbrella, you can't stop it from raining, but the umbrella is the protection. You know what I mean? And God is the protection. Yeah, you're going to have storms. Yeah, things are going to happen in your marriage. Yeah, there's going to be, you know, some disagreements here and there. But as long as you're under that covenant, as long as you're under that umbrella, you are covered. And a lot of times in marriages, when things are going wrong, things are going astray. Even in my marriage, I moved out, we fought, this, that, what a lot. Is because he was saying, Dr. Tony Evans was saying, either one person has left the covering. One has left the covenant, one or the other has left the covenant. And so it causes a breakdown in the household with the kids, you know, in communication. Like, and you have to line yourself back up with the word of God. You know what I mean? And what the word of God is telling you. It's not about what I want. It's not about what Terry wants. It's about us lining ourselves back up under God so that, you know, everything else can fall into place. And, you know, just keeping that covenant and always being in remembrance of the promise that we made to each other to stick it out, work it out, and to see God. And what the lady said at the end, because I was saying, like, you know, I would like for us to read the word together. And, you know, I would like for us to, you know, pray together, because we don't. You know, and I was kind of expressing some things, and he was expressing some things about communication and all this and this and that, the other, or he tell me something and I take offense to it, this, that, and the other. But she said she had heard a lady talk, and she was speaking about all these things about her husband and how she wanted him to do this and this and this and that, this and that, this and that. And she said, the Lord ended up telling her, now you know how I feel when you are not spending time with me. This is how I feel. You know, you feel hurt, you feel neglected, you feel, you know, like unwanted, all of these things. And she said that she was saying that the Lord told her, this is how I feel. This is how I feel when you're not spending time with me. And she said all she could do was cry. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, yeah, I pray. Yeah, I meditate. Yeah, I'm in my word, but not like I should be, not like I can be. I can do more. And so when she said that, you know, she put the scripture behind it. It said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these other things will be added unto you. So while I'm so busy worried about what we need to be doing together, no, you need to stop, seek the Lord, get in tune with the Lord, get into more communication with him, pray more, fast more, Shantera, you know, study, usher in the spirit. Like, you got work to do yourself. So don't worry so much about your husband. You line yourself up with God, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all of these other things that you're asking for in your husband will be added unto you once you really, you know, spend more time, do more in the word and all of that stuff. So we decided that we're going to get back to us and make this marriage a priority, and really just, you know, communication. And we talked about, they gave us like a booklet. We actually won a doctor in my room. We actually won a book, a Dr. Tony Evans devotional, and it came with an umbrella. And so, you know, when we got home, we were talking a lot about, you know, what we're going to do. What we're going to do as far as in our marriage, how we're going to communicate more, how he's going to have more of a voice inside of this house, because he doesn't really, I pretty much do what I want to do in this house. Like, I run the kids how I run the kids. We have our own schedules. He pretty much just work, provide, you know, that's really it. So, but I'm looking more for a partner, someone to have a voice, tell the kids, help me discipline and stuff like that. So, you know, we had that conversation, and after we came home, we were just kind of talking about, you know, what we're going to do and how things are going to change, and how we were so excited for the marriage ministry and how it opened up the door for us to talk and communicate. So working on our marriage also still is a big thing in what we've been working on. Another thing that has been going on with me that had me kind of like down in the dumps, like my best friend, she had a roommate. I'm not going to say his name. She had a roommate, and he had been around for like 7-8 years. And so on my trips to California, when I would go visit my best friend, you know, he was there, we would hang out. And my best friend, she is an entertainer. So we would be at her house, you know, hanging out. Our husbands would be hanging out. We listening to music, you know, the kids are there and all of this. And her roommate was there. So just recently, last month, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, because she just moved here. Last month, he ended up committing suicide. And she found him hanging in the closet. And when she texted me and told me, because I wouldn't answer my phone, me and the kids, and my husband, we had a family night. We went to the drive-in theater which we had one in Bakersfield, but they closed it down many years ago. And so just to be able to go back, it took me all the way back to childhood, and it was just awesome. So I didn't take my phone. Like most of the time, if I'm at church or if I'm with my family or whatever, I leave my phone here. So a lot of time people calling me, leave me messages or whatever. It's not that I'm acting funny. It's I'm with my kids, I'm busy, or I'm with my husband, or I'm at church and I don't need my phone. I'm not going to answer it. I'll get to the calls when I get time. So when she texted me that, because I hadn't been answering, and so she finally just texted like, so-and-so committed suicide tonight. And I'm just like, what? And then I was so down for a while because it reminded me of when I attempted to commit suicide. And I just, and we were over there, and he was acting normal. Like nothing seemed different. You would think that when somebody is getting ready to commit suicide, like you would see something different, or he would be to himself. Nothing. He was out, he was hanging with us, we were laughing, talking, everything. And it just blew me away, and it took me back to that time where I tried to commit suicide, and I just knew how he felt in that moment. You know what I mean? Like I knew that he felt, like life wouldn't get any better. I knew that he felt like he was being smothered by life. You know what I mean? I knew that he felt like no matter what he did, trouble keeps coming and there's no way out. I knew that he felt that he would be better off. You know what I mean? Not here anymore. I knew that. I felt that in that moment, and it just tore me up, and it tore me to shreds, and it was just so unfortunate. Now, thank God that it didn't happen when I tried to commit suicide. Coming out on the other side, and how the Lord brought me out, and how everything I went through and everything that happened to me in life was, created and planned, and it was intentional by God, and it built me up, and it created me, and it shaped me, and it molded me into who I am today. I'm so thankful. I would not trade anything that I've done in my past. I wouldn't trade my experiences. I wouldn't trade what has happened to me in my past, because it has made me who I am today. And it just made me so sad that sometimes people get in those places. I know I was one who you feel like life does not get any better. Like this is it, it's over, and I can't deal. And so I was there. And so after that happened, I was just really in a tough headspace, because it weighed on me so heavily. And I just thank God. I remember the time when I tried to commit suicide, and my auntie, oh my goodness, mighty woman of God, whoo, Miss Powell, mighty woman of God. She is so awesome, so amazing. I don't even know that night how they even called her, or how I didn't have no paperwork on me. I didn't have anything that I know of in the hospital. And she came, and once she saw my state and saw, all I know is she began to pray for me, and she prayed for me for many years. And I know for a fact that she went in and she touched heaven, and I began to transform unknowingly at this time that she was praying for me. I began to transform, and God really did a miraculous thing in my life. And I am where I am right now today because of prayer. So, and it's just so unfortunate that, this happened. So with that, what else can I think of that has happened within the last few months that's had me kind of like, after and then starting my weight loss journey again after failing so many times. I'm doing that right now. So that's another thing that has my top focus. Like I have to take care of me. So I am doing that right now. My marriage, my kids. It was something else that I wanted to say. I forgot. But yeah, those are some things that has been going on with me and my family, and just, trying to line everything up. And for me, I am getting ready to go back into consecration prayer and fasting, you know, and touch the heavens. And I'll let you guys know, because I want you to leave me some prayer requests or whatever, and I'll let you know. I'm getting ready to be doing that here within the next couple of days. But yeah, that's what's been going on with me. My kids, I'm trying to get them in order, trying to get myself in order. I'm running after TJ, this boy, and just working on my marriage, and then this whole suicide attempt, and then my brother, you know, just being sentenced to life in prison. That was the other thing. My brother being sentenced to life in prison. So I think they gave him 70 years. You know, and it's just like, wow, crazy. Not to mention his brother, you know, my other brother was already in prison. I think they gave him 20 something years. So, you know, it's just been a lot going on. And, you know, but to God be the glory. You know, I'm holding on. I'm keeping the faith. These kids belong to the Lord. They have been on my nerves, to be honest. But they belong to the Lord. All I can do is show them, lead them, guide them, you know, give them structure, pray for them, pray over them, you know, and just pray that they make the right choices and decisions. And when they do fall, they get up, they learn, and they move forward. So that is where we're at. I'm on top of my kids, like boom, 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 boom right now, because they need to learn and they have some growing to do. And I just really want them to grow up to be wonderful, mighty women of God, which I know they will be. But yeah, that's what's been going on with me, and plus my marriage. And just, you know, I really want my marriage to be not just a marriage. You know what I mean? Like, anybody can be married. Like, I don't want to be married just to say, oh, we've been married for 45 years. Okay. You've been married for 45 years, but is it a happy marriage? Is it a healthy marriage? I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. You're going to have ups and downs, but is it healthy? Is it happy? Do you guys love to be around each other still? You know what I mean? Do you communicate? Is there still passion there? You know what I mean? Like, do you still get butterflies and goosebumps when you see this person? That's the type of marriage that I want. That's the type of marriage that I desire, and I know God desires it for us also. And so I am striving to get there. My honey is so great. He's so amazing, and he's so supportive in what I do and what we do. But we've got some work to do, and we have been working, and I'm so thankful for the steps that we've been making and where we are right now. So I am just going to continue to keep the faith. I'm going to get into my word more. I'm going to pray more. I'm going to fast more, and see where the Lord leads me and all that good stuff, and just watch the hand of God, because Satan is a liar. He is the father of lies. He cannot have my family. He cannot have my marriage. He cannot have my mind. And that is just where I'm at. I'm in the fight. I'm very, very busy, but I'm doing this thing, and I figured the kids are asleep. I have enough time to record, so that's what I'm going to do. I hope you guys appreciate the video and the time. I love you guys. Until my next video, inspire, be inspired. I love you guys. God bless you. Good night.